Picture this, 2 full years of me pretending I had nothing left. No money for groceries, no heat in winter, wearing the same old sweater every Sunday. My own children started whispering that it was time to sell the house and put me in a nursing home. They stopped bringing gifts. They stopped asking how I was feeling. They only cared about one thing, what was left for them. But every time they turned their backs, I smiled. Because I had been testing them the entire time. My name is Donna Lucia. And at Christmas dinner last year, with the whole family sitting around the table in Grandma's boarding house, I finally revealed the truth. Stay until the end, because the moment I slid those bank statements across the table, changed my family forever, and taught every one of us a lesson we'll never forget. It started right after my husband passed. I had $3.5 million in investments, the house paid off, and a quiet life I loved. But my 3 children suddenly became very interested in my future plans. Marco kept saying, "Mom, you should downsize before it's too late." Carla and her husband joked about how expensive nursing homes are. Even my youngest started asking, "Mom, have you thought about what happens to the money?" I realized they weren't visiting me, they were visiting my bank account, so I made a decision. For 2 years, I played the role of the poor old lady. I stopped buying nice things. I told them my savings were gone. And I watched. The test got harder every month. Last winter, I turned off the heat in front of them and said I couldn't afford the bill. Marco offered to help by listing the house. Carla rolled her eyes when I asked for help with groceries. The only person who never changed was my granddaughter Sophia. She came every single week, brought soup she made herself, fixed my garden, and never once asked about money. I kept recording our family dinners on my phone, not because I wanted revenge, but because I needed to know the truth before I made my final decision. By the time Christmas came, the whole family was convinced I was broke. They arrived at the boarding house with pity smiles and already talking about what to do with Mom. The table was beautiful. Turkey, farafa, wine, everything they loved. Halfway through dinner, Marco cleared his throat and said, "Mom, we've been thinking. Maybe it's time to sell the house and move you somewhere safer." Carla nodded and added, "You won't have to worry about money anymore." I let the silence sit for just a second. Then I reached under the table and pulled out the folder. I slid the bank statements across the white tablecloth. "Actually," I said quietly, "I haven't been broke for a single day in the last 2 years. This is my portfolio, $3.5 million, untouched." Their faces went from pity to shock in half a second. Marco's fork dropped. Carla turned pale. I continued, "I pretended to be poor because I needed to see who actually loved me and who loved my money. Only one person passed the test." I looked straight at Sophia and smiled. Everything, the house, the investments, every cent, now belongs to my granddaughter Sophia. She's the only one who showed up when there was nothing left to gain. I pressed play on my phone and let 2 years of their own words fill the room. "She can afford heat. Maybe we should sell now. She won't even notice." The silence was louder than any scream. Marco tried to apologize. Carla cried, but it was already done. The new will had been filed months ago. Sophia now owns it all, because real love was the only inheritance that mattered. That Christmas taught me something I want every parent watching to carry with them. Never let your children count your days or your dollars. Test quietly if you must. Protect what you built. And always remember, the ones who stay when there's nothing left are the only ones who deserve everything. If this story touched you, if you've ever wondered who would still love you if the money disappeared, comment love below. I read every single one. Hit subscribe and turn on notifications for more real stories from Grandma's boarding house. New video every single day. Thank you for staying until the end. The truth always comes out around the dinner table. God bless you.